Hello, friends. It's Tuesday morning. Good day. I trust you're doing well. As you can see from the background, the dogs are joining me today in the video. Today, I don't really know exactly what my topic would be. I just know that, like many of you in this time, I've been seeking to really connect with the Lord, and it's been a beautiful time so far for that. And I've been really encouraged by some of the things that people are sending for me to look at and to watch, and the things I'm finding. I want to start just with an encouragement for you and for myself as well during this time, in regards to what we access and what we listen to, what we watch. I just got finished watching a session with some young brothers, I think out of Tennessee, that a friend of mine sent me a link to, and it was so deeply encouraging. And what I realize and what I always share with people is that the only and ultimate source of encouragement is Jesus Christ. So when Jesus Christ is being glorified, when Jesus' name is being spoken, when Jesus' life and his purpose and his everything, who he is, his finished work of the cross, his glorification, his position as king and ruler of all things, when that is being declared, when that is being proclaimed, it brings life. And I want just to encourage you in this season to test all the things that you are listening to, all the things you're watching, all the things that you're accessing, and really discern, is it Jesus? Is the message Jesus? Is the proclamation Jesus? Because Jesus is the one that's going to bring life. He's the one that's going to bring encouragement. He's the one that's going to bring the peace. And if some other position or some other direction is being taken other than that which is only Jesus, I want to encourage you to have discernment in that, because Jesus is the answer. We say it so often. I know it sometimes sounds trite, but it's true. He is the only way, the truth, and the life. And he's the one that's leading us to the heart of the Father. He's the one that's revealed the heart of the Father to us. But I want to just focus on this one thought. It's a very simple thought, but I'm convinced more and more that it is profound, and it is so important for us to understand in our journey, and especially in a time like this. Many people are asking what God's doing. Many of the things I see in the body that are coming out from the church in this season is people asking the question, what's God doing in this season? Now, I don't claim to be a prophet universally, and I maybe prophesy sometimes here and there, but I don't think I have the open door revelation into what God is doing in the earth. But I know that God has had an eternal purpose from the very beginning, even before the beginning. Paul tells us in Ephesians that before the foundation of the earth. So before God ever did anything that we see and we call the earth in this realm that we live in, God had a purpose. And that purpose was that Jesus Christ would be all in all, and that he would have a family of sons and daughters. And what I believe is happening, one thing I believe is happening in this season, is that God is calling his people, the people that call on his name, he's calling them to a deeper place of surrender. He's calling them to a deeper place where they will come into their sonship and their daughtership. Well, they will come to a place where their lives have been shifted. Because what happens is we live our lives as believers seeking God for things, seeking God for our own benefit. And God is such a gracious Father, and a Father always does good things for his children, and God will continue to do that. But the ultimate call is for us to begin to see what God is after in us. God, we are great treasure to God. We are the ones that God is focused on for his own good pleasure. He is calling us to turn our lives unto him for his glory. And so this season is all about us turning our focus not into what we can necessarily receive from God, but what God can receive from us. You know, Paul prays one of these prayers. I don't have the exact scripture reference. I'm sorry I don't have it to give it to you. But he prays this prayer, and it goes something like this, that we would know and our eyes would be open and our hearts would understand what is the hope of his calling and what is the riches of his inheritance in the saints. Jesus is inheriting something from us. And what he is looking for is hearts and lives that are fully surrendered to his purpose and his process. And I can promise you this, one thing I know for sure, God's purpose will never go undone. He has been moving throughout all eternity to bring about his purpose, and he will bring about his purpose. And in the end, Jesus Christ will hand over his kingdom to the Father, and God will rule and be all in all. And so in these days, let's focus on the eternal purpose. Let's focus and lift our vision up to a higher place. God is faithful in this realm to provide, to supply, to nurture, to cover. All the words that are coming out of the body are beautiful, and he is faithful. He is doing all that for his children. But more than that, he's turning the hearts of the children toward the Father in a posture of total surrender so that we can come fully into our identity as his sons and daughters. And I believe coming out of this time, more of his body is going to be equipped as sons and daughters to represent the Lord in the earth in a way that moves us further down the road in the purposes of God being accomplished. So I hope this is an encouragement to you today. My heart is full, and I'll continue to come with these messages every day as the Lord directs me. God bless you.